Hey, it's Tyler. This is a video where I just want to talk briefly about a really amazing concept by a fantastic musician and educator named Gary Keller. He's a professor of jazz saxophone at the University of Miami. Not the University of Miami in Ohio, but the University of Miami in Miami, Florida. Fantastic jazz school, Frost School of Music. Anyway, I had the pleasure of studying with him when I was working on my doctorate back in 2002. And this is a concept based on, this is one of his books, the Jazz Chord Scale Handbook. Jazz Chord Scale Handbook. Excuse me. So, all credit goes to Gary on this one. I just wanted to share my thoughts and how it affected me and the kind of the way that I think about this. Gary has an amazing way of organizing material in a way that is absolutely digestible and approachable. So I'll put up a screenshot of the book with the name right here. If you want to pick it up yourself, I can't imagine creating a resource as concise and useful as Gary did. So I won't. I'll just continue to use his. So modes, this is going to be church modes, and that's based on the major scale. And really the power of the tritone, another part of symmetry, right? The tritone splits the octave equally. It's made up of 6 half steps. I'll talk in C major here so that we don't have to use any kind of enharmonic adjustments, right? Everything will just be all natural. So let me turn this up so we can hear this. Right, C major. So if you're going for a modal sound, here's the starting point. Let's take a dominant chord, G7, right? That's the G7 is the dominant chord that you find inside of the parent scale of C major. So if you take the 2 most important scale degrees to define the G7 is F and B, right? So I put G in the bass, here's the 7th, which is F, and there's B. So F and B are a tritone. Now, if I was just playing around and I say, well, I'm gonna change the quality of this chord. If I make the 7 a major 7, all of a sudden it's G major. If I put it back down to F and I change the 3rd from B to B flat, say, now it's G minor. So you can see the power of those 2 particular notes, F and B, 7 and 3 for G. So now if we relate that to the parent scale, C major, those 2 notes are now 4 and 7, right? So if you're thinking of C major, C is your root, you go up 4 to the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's your F natural, and you keep on going, 5, 6, 7, there's that tritone. So the tritone in any major scale is between 4 and 7. Doesn't matter what scale that you're using. It could be any number, any one of the 12 notes available to us in Western music. So here's a really cool thing, and this is especially for non-pianists that want to figure out, how do I get the inherent sound of all of the modes instantly with a really simple voicing? Well, here it is. It's not that hard. Simplicity is the key, right? So you take that 4 and 7 of any major scale. So in C major, it's going to be F and B. And that's really all you need to define the sound of every single mode. Now, if you want, it's a little thin, right? So let's make a chord out of it. We'll add another chord. Pop the 3rd into that voicing. So now, thinking in C major, you got F, B, and E natural. So there's kind of our shell, which is the other The entry level for me into piano voicings is Dan Hurley's The Jazz Language. He talks about shell voicings. It's absolute it's absolutely perfect. Excuse me, I still have this phlegm going. It's if you couple Dan Hurley's The Jazz Language with this resource by Gary Keller, and you don't play piano as your primary instrument, I think those two together are the perfect companion books. So let's get back to this. So you've got 4, you got your 7, now we've added our 3. And if you want to if you want to fill out the voicing, you can add a 6. So in C major, again, you've got the 4, which is F. Here's my 6 is A, 7 is B, and 3 is E. So now I've got a 4-note voicing that fits really comfortable in my hand. And now here's the magic of it. In order to figure out what each mode sounds like, all you have to do is put this voicing over every note of the major scale. So that's C Ionian, which was a big eye-opener for me, because when you think Ionian, most people, well, I don't know what most people think. I thought, before I understood the concept of this the sounds of the modes, I thought Ionian was just basically major, right? It's a little bit more of a, I don't know, a little bit brighter, more open. There might be some space in there. But really, the sound of Ionian as a modal sound, it's got the 4 in there, or the natural 11. So it's a very nice, it's a total modal sound, right? Then you put D in the bass, which is the 2nd scale degree. There's that classic Dorian sound. There's where most people go for minor chords in jazz. You put E in the bass, 3rd scale degree, you got Phrygian. Right? That's that nice, really dark, complex sound. You put 4 in the bass. There's Lydian, probably the brightest of the modes. Right, next up is Mixolydian, which is our dominant. Whoops, sorry. Right, great voicing for just a dominant chord. Next up is Aeolian, which is the 6th, number 6 scale degree. This is a beautiful minor mode. Different flavor than Dorian, right? Both are minor, but that's Dorian, that's Aeolian, and then you've got Lydian. And back to Ionian. You might want to feel like you resolve that to just a regular major 7. But there you go. It's a beautifully organized, simple, but effective way of thinking about it. You know, jazz theory has really blossomed, and there's been some pioneers for sure. And everybody knows, you know, like guys like Jamie Aebersold and Dan Hurley and Gary Campbell, and I would certainly count Gary Keller's ability to organize this information with among the best. So I hope that this strikes you as profoundly as it does me. This was huge for me in understanding and being able to also help other people understand this. So hopefully my explanation here is not too esoteric, but if it is, feel free to email me, leave a comment. I'd be happy to spend a little bit more time with you and slow things down. But I wanted to make a short video and share some of the great stuff that Gary shares with his students on a daily basis. Okay, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.